Well, there is one more documentary that I've been waiting to watch this one for a long, long time. It's called South of the Border, Chavez. And if you want to really understand this big picture, this is a must-see documentary. Um, Anybody who's watching my channel, I've gained information from a lot of life experiences, and one of my life experiences involves knowing people that actually have pictures taken with Chavez. um, some people that when I was 16, the people that I knew at that time, I ended up running into, after I'm 50, run into some of these people and see what they're up to. And yeah, they've been working on a pipeline, and they had to have meetings with Chavez. This president is a definite hands-on president. From my personal experience, seeing the people that I know that have pictures with him dealing with business and dealing with oil, this president is definitely hands-on. It's not a corporately run, get the wealthy wealthier. And you have to understand the struggles, even with Cuba. Anything that you understand that's going on with Cuba is not what you think it is. And I really, really wonder why people try to escape from Cuba. It's almost like, these were just people that wanted to be wealthy, and they go to Miami, and look at what Miami is. It's nothing about greed and wealth in that area. So it's almost like, I don't know. I don't know what's really, really going on in those countries, other than the propaganda that's going on. And I'm kind of thinking that maybe they were the ones that had it right all along. And it's the propaganda that, made us not see what's really going on there. And basically, they've refused the capitalism, slavery mentality. And this is what capitalism is all about. This is what the American dream is all about, is impoverish a country to the point where they'll be your slaves. And a lot of it was Chavez, South America is refusing the free trade, which was a really hard thing to say no to. If you are, in need of money, and you've got all of these rich, wealthy guys that say, come on, be our slaves, you'll get a lot, your people will make money. They have the opportunity to produce more stuff and be our slaves so we could get rich. And they said no to that. They said no to the money. And it was religion. If you want to know what your religion does to you, um, these capitalists, they create religion so that you put your head in the book, and the only thing you know is these text in a book that you recite over and over again. You have no clue what it actually means. You aren't a critical thinker. It's like a cult that you can't think for yourself anymore. And some rich, wealthy guy is going to say, you know what, I need all of your churches to vote for this policy, because, and they just paint some big, horrible picture that they can focus on with religious people. And then all of a sudden, because there's such a big group of them, you pass laws, you pass policy, that ends up killing people. So that's why I'm like, religion is a really evil, evil thing to get involved with, because you're so easily manipulated. You cannot, I have yet to have a conversation with anybody that's religious that can actually hang on to a conversation without quoting Bible quotes and actually knowing what those quotes mean. Actually living the words they actually say is something that I've never seen possible. Even the best of them, even the very, very best of them, are nothing but judges. They always put themselves on a higher plate than everybody else. And they get rewarded for their wealth because God looks after them. Not temptation from the devil. They don't see it that way. But this is a really, really eye-opening documentary. It shows you that one country does take over a government. This will show you that the United States has more control over electing what presidents they want. They actually fund presidential campaigns in different countries. They start coups, to get rid of anybody that's in power that they don't like. And why did they want to get rid of Chavez? Because he doesn't want to be part of this big oil cartel, and he's like the third largest oil producing area, and they didn't want to be part of the elite cartel, so they're offering oil much cheaper. So that's sort of screwing them up a little bit. If they actually have competition, and it regulates the actual price of a product when you have competition. But the United States is not all about competition. It's all about a monopoly. And that's what the whole friggin' game has turned out to be, is one big game of Monopoly, where only the few own Boardwalk and Park Place. And that game's about to crash. They think that while they're earning all their wealth, they can't see how they're destroying their own freaking planet. So, we could probably expect another big war, against South America. From what I've heard, ever since BP Oil, they've got a lot of warships in and around that area. Something's going to brew in that area, just because the elites need that area, because they're starting to get pretty prosperous, and they are more concerned with the guys that are living in poverty. They have more attention on their president, where in Canada, in the United States, the only attention our politicians have is for the wealthy people. They don't give a shit about anybody that's on the bottom. So it's a well worth documentary. It'll open up your eyes to a lot of things that are going on, and you'll see one evangelist that's really heavily involved in trying to get a president that he wants elected, that he can make a profit from. It ain't about God. It ain't about loving your neighbor. It's about dominating your neighbor in the name of God, and we'll kill you until you do what we say. So I'll put a link below to where you can watch this documentary. It's really, really well worth watching. Peace out.